So, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. Tiana, is our record button on?
It is
It's on.
automatically on.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. We are today talking about the new features in GovReports. My name is Deborah Thompson, and Tiana is with me to help me get everything right. And I have been using GovReports for about 10 years, I think, probably now. I don't know if that's correct. And I am a BAS agent. So hopefully, I will be able to give everybody lots of information today with all the new things that are happening, because there's lots. And you can see by the agenda that we have lots of areas that we're covering. And some of them may only be quickly covered, but just because there is so much. And let's begin. So the first thing, of course, I know that all of you are using GovReports in some way, and so I just wanted to, just give you that front screen, that bird's view that you get when you first log in. And if you are an accountant, a tax agent, you will find that you do have that ATO insights, and that's the first thing I'm going to talk about, because that's really marvelous. So,
It's actually the ATO Insight is an add-on for tax agents.
thank you, Tiana. And so it has basically all the paper, email, SMS correspondence, anything that your clients are going to receive from ATO, you are able to get that through the ATO Insights once you turn it on. It's really, once you switch it on, activate it, it is just so easy to use, and it's giving you lots of wonderful information. It's up and running immediately, as I said, and it is available on all current browsers, which is great, because then you can just, as I said, you can just turn it on and use it. There's nothing to install or maintain. It always, GovReports always has wonderful telephone support. I must always thank Tiana for that great support that she gives us. And there is online training. So this webinar is being recorded and will be up on the website, so that you can use it anytime if you want to go back and look at what I've spoken about. And it is valuable data. It's all secured because it has all of the right securities. And it is ideal for practices using, Zero Handy Tax, Elite, APS, MYOB, and Tax Assistant. So all of those, you can use it and add it on in your GovReports. So when you are on the bird's view, that you can go to the ATO Insights, and you can click on that, and what appears is this screen, and this screen is absolutely marvelous, because I know that as a tax agent, you need real-time data, and you need to know how your practice is going. Are you hitting the benchmarks that the ATO is setting for you? And this screen gives you exactly those benchmarks that you need. It tells you also the comparison for the last 2 years, apart from the financial year that you're in, and it gives you all of that information. Are you hitting those benchmarks? And where is, how many of you have lodged, how many is overdue, so you know that. It also connects directly to the ATO, your ATO account, and it has client communication as well, as you can see on the screen here. And also here, which isn't enabled because this is not a real screen, your electronic funds transfer reconciliation statement. So all of the correct information that the ATO has on refunds that they're sending you is going to be there, available for you to look at and easily read. Also, what's great about this is that you can see that there is income and FBT. So if you have a lot of clients doing FBT, you can come up and get the same thing, that you're getting the benchmarks of what is happening within your practice. And so it really gives you tight control if you do need to make sure that you're hitting these different numbers. So when you look at the sidebar on GovReports, there is, quite a few headings, and most of those you've seen and you know well. But what you'll find now is there are a few extra things. And the first one that I want to talk about is in this ATO reports on the sidebar. So we're going to look at ATO client communication, the activity statement summary, which is really great when I've been looking at it. Your BAS payment options and your BAS historical lodgement you've seen before. That's not new. That's just where they are now. Your EFT reconciliation statement is where you can go in as well as if you don't do it from that ATO Insights page, and outstanding reports. So when my understanding is that when tax agents, you're communicating with the ATO, and the ATO are communicating obviously to your clients. So they're doing it by paper, they're doing it by MyGov, they're sending SMSs, they're emailing, they're doing ATO online, or the clients might be doing ATO online and agent digital. They also send, PAYG installment notices, notices of assessments, STP information. So this client communication actually allows you to request, retrieve, view, download, and share all that communication from within GovReports. You don't have to get out onto and go into online services. It is available for you from this ATO communication. So to activate, basically, you go to the ATO reports and you select that ATO client communication, and it switches it on. So once it's activated, you have two ways. And every time that I use GovReports, it always is wonderful how I know that there's more than one way for me to find something. So once I know what it is that I'm doing, I can actually, very easily find what I'm looking for. So the same thing with the client communication. You can do it through the ATO Insights screen, go immediately to the client communication, or you can do it from the sidebar and you just click on ATO client communication. And as a tax agent, this is the sort of screen that you will see all of your clients and all of their communication. And it gives you great information because it tells you what channel was used, when it happened. You're able to view the document, you can download the document, or you can even email it to your client and remind them that this is happening. And of course, I know that with tax agents, there are certain things that perhaps you might take more attention of than others. So for example, if they are, perhaps haven't made a payment, you might not notify them as quickly, but you're definitely going to notify them or pick up on the notification if you've got a mistake in their income tax. That's definitely something that you're going to want to look at. So you may have some person within your practice that looks at all of these and sends them to the right people, or you may, as a principal, look at them. Obviously, it is available for you and available for you to look at. As a BAS agent, there is also the ATO client communication that shows, and obviously it's more appropriate for a BAS agent because it's about activity statements and if they have payment plans. But again, it's really useful and really handy to know what's happening so that you don't have to, one hopes that you wouldn't get an unexpected call from your clients going, oh, I've had this ATO communication and you know nothing about it. You have the information right there and then, and you can look at the document if it does come as a surprise. So with the client communication, as I said, you can view it, you can download it, you can email it, and you'll find that there are emails already set up that you are able to just click on email. A template comes up again. Obviously you can change that template, but a template comes up and will send your document that it's there if you're trying to remind the client, have you seen this? Have you looked at your mail? Please, do this, this, and this in regards to this document. So I think that's very handy. Then also too, you will notice in this blue box, it tells you these are within the last 12 months. So if you want to actually look at documents that are earlier, you can absolutely retrieve those. And you just go to the show more, and it comes up with a document where you can say, well, I want to get more records, search for up to 20 clients, and again, it will come down in all those different formats, whether they're from MyGov, SMSs, that sort of information. So it's a really handy thing to do. Again, obviously, it might be someone in your practice that does it all the time, or you might be using it whenever it suits you. So here, for example, is if we do go to the bird's view and go to the ATO insights, the screen comes up and you just have to wait a moment with our real-time data of what we've done, and we can go straight there from the client communication and open the document. So it is very simple to use that and to get all the information that is required. Oh, it's okay. It's going to do it again for me. The next thing is there is now an activity statement summary. This I find particularly wonderful because when you have any queries or when perhaps you're doing reconciliations for the end of year, it is a great way to look at the whole year's activity statement summaries, if that's one of the things that you do, or one of your assistant tax agents does. It's all there ready for them, and they can look at it without having to print separate activity statements for them to get that information, or to go in to online services and PDF that information. I think this is brilliant to be able to use. So it is again on that sidebar. Then the EFT reconciliation, which of course is electronic funds transfer reconciliation, the report that is coming from the ATO contains the dates of the refunds, the number of refunds, the value, and it allows you then to actually reconcile your trust account, knowing that you have all of the correct information from the ATO. So it's a really useful report. With outstanding reports, again, this is all from that sidebar on the ATO. You can go to the update list and update or export it to a CSV file if you need to. And of course, you can make sure that you're looking at the reports monthly, daily, weekly, or even create manually ones. So the flexibility I find is really wonderful in all these new areas within GovReports. So when you're looking at the additional features, do have a look at that sidebar. And I've got 3 different views here. The first one is the lodgement settings. So where you need to go in and set up a few different things, where you want to set your outstanding reports, where you want to change different templates, those sorts of things, you can go there, or again, manage the account, which I'm going to have a look at. Then the middle one is where we're looking at my lodgements. And again, it has these non-lodgement advice and the Intel extractor, which there is a webinar tomorrow, and you will be able to certainly look and get all of the information about that. And then the third one is where you're looking at my practice, where you will go and, with your templates and your letters. So do have a look at each of those sections if you haven't. I understand, I do it myself, that when you go in, use GovReports and you say, oh, well, I'm a bit busy today, I'm not going to look around. And so we don't always pick up on the new things and the new features that are available to us. And so it's really great to take a moment to actually have a look and see if there's something there that you've been waiting for forever and it is now available within the software. Okay, where's my mouse gone? So with the lodgement settings, when you go in, you'll see that the software nomination, which obviously you did in the first place when you first set it up, and we don't go into that very often again, but there are other areas that you may need to use within this lodgement setting. So, have a look at it. So here is where we're setting up the electronic funds transfer reconciliation statement. It's through your lodgement settings, and it's the managing agent trust account. So when you have your trust account, when you're having amounts of money paid into it, refunds, what have you, you're able to subscribe, to unsubscribe to it, to update it if you change bank accounts, that sort of thing, or to remove it, depending again what is happening within your practice. So that's where you set them up. Then if we have a look at the report settings, again under that lodgement setting tab, the outstanding reports, it gives you different lodgement reports. And again, you can change that template so that it reflects your business. And you are able to hide TFN in reports. You're able to, change what clients are seeing. And so it's definitely a place to go in and have a look and make sure that you do have the, option to change it so that it reflects your business model. When you are a new person setting up GovReports, so obviously I'm assuming all you guys have already done it, but for whatever reason, perhaps you set up a new file. And what is really available here is that you can import all those clients that you have in your ATO online services in your account, and you can do a bulk import. You can also import if you are using a different software and you're changing over through a CSV file. And one of the great things about this bulk, well, for me, one of the great things about this bulk import from the ATO is actually having within the ABN, it's showing you the branch number. So you know that you have got the correct branch number for the client that you're dealing with, or part of what the client's business that you're dealing with. But also, as you go along, you can do that still, that single client from the ATO when you set up a new client in online services. So definitely have a look at that. And when you actually select import, it'll show you, it brings in the client name, the type, the identifiers, the name and the phone numbers, the address, and their financial institutions details. Now, Tiana, correct me if I am wrong, but I do believe that with later updates, you will be bringing in the facility for them to change the bank details. Is that right? Do I have that right?
The bank details is on the ATO services on the client's profile. If you are doing the tax, the lodging the BAS or lodging the tax return for the clients and need to change the bank details to your trust account, you can do that on the per clients on the ATO services from GovReports, which you can show later.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Just like to make sure I've got it right. The other thing that you can do, or that you may not have noticed that has been around, is that within saved reports, you can create folders. So you can create a folder to enhance your organization or categorize your clients. Really, it is an interesting thing to add. You can pick finalized clients and put them all in a folder if you want, or you're able to do, just to make the system more usable for your needs. So it is much easier. And when you actually create the folder, the plus sign is where you can create the folder. It comes up and you can pick multicolors as well. So again, you can make sure that it stands out for you. So here, for example, within this file, we have two folders, activity statements pending and activity statements finalized. So again, it really is about what suits your business. You don't have to, there's no particular way that you have to do it, but it is available for you to help categorize. And obviously, when you have lots of clients, it can make it much easier for everybody to use it if there are folders that, everyone understands what's in them. So here with the folders on the left hand side, as you see, the plus sign is where you add your folders. The blue square is taking you to saved reports.
Mm.
The red square is just a folder that's been set up, which is the activity statements pending, and that blue one is for the finalized. The clock shown is where you schedule your lodgements, and if you want to lock clients. And we will having a few screens about the locked, but that is a very useful tool, especially if you are the principal of your practice and there's certain things that you don't necessarily want everybody else to be looking at. The other thing that is new that you might not have realized yet, that in that saved reports, you're able to actually put a client's partner's name so that again, you can identify if you have someone else looking over this whole list of, whose client. They ring up and they might look at this saved reports, but they know right away who is the partner that needs to have that information, or in fact, needs to be contacted. So I definitely, make sure that you do put that information in of the partner's name. So with schedule lodgement and locked reports, you can edit, report, generate invoices. So again, I'm sure most of you already use that facility. It has been around for a long time, where you can generate invoices for your clients. And you can lock the report when it's finalized or when it's ready to send to client, whatever, again, whatever's going to enhance your business the way it suits you. And you can send the email to the client for authorization. So again, that is all easily done in real time off very, few screens. You don't have to go into sort of 15 different screens to do something. Most of the choices are there, and generally, again, most of the choices have more than one way if you work in a different way. So for example, if we look at this one, a tax return, it is a company tax return, and I want to edit it because I want to finish it, because I need to send it to the client so that they pay their income tax and pay it to the ATO. I just click on edit, and it is a new design with the tax return. Now, if anybody uses the single touch payroll screens, again, it's very similar. It's working in exactly that same way, in that on the right hand side where you see all these red dots, they are errors. And basically that generally it means errors, that there is missing information. So if you work through those red dots, when you have completed and not got rid of all of them, you've actually filled in the document. So in some cases, you won't be looking at that. You'll just be filling in the document and it will naturally complete it. So it's really, really great idea. I find it really easy with single touch payroll to be doing that. And then again, one of the wonderful things that is available is up under the reports, you'll see that there's compare, and that is where you can compare previous tax returns with the tax return you're doing. Personally, I think that's a great idea, just to see if, for example, your client's forgotten to give you some piece of information that last year that they included in the tax return and that needs to be included this year, and they have just admitted it. And by doing that comparison, then of course you're able to make sure that you don't miss anything that perhaps a client's forgotten. So you can choose the financial years. Now you'll see there that it says 2023 report not available. That just means that you haven't done it through GovReports. So if you do it through GovReports, and you will then be able to get all the financial years that you have done, and you will be able to compare them. And I think that's a great tool. Obviously, as accountants, you're going to have, you might have the same opinion as me. Then again, on that lodgement sidebar that has Intel Extractor. Now, as I mentioned, it is about sorting clients. My understanding is that it's about sorting clients so that you can approach clients. Say, for example, they've all got superannuation funds. You can approach them if you have a financial planner within your practice. And tomorrow there is going to be a webinar giving you all the details about that. The other thing I do know is that previously it only did individual tax returns, and now it has included company tax returns, self-managed super funds, trust tax returns, and partnership tax returns. So again, it gives you a lot of information. Definitely encourage you to have a listen to the webinar tomorrow. Tiana, is there anything that you want to add about that?
No, that's all good.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you, as tax accountants, are as concerned about the quality management systems as perhaps a lot of BAS agents are, but it is something, of course, that is coming to our world as of the 1st of July. The TPB is definitely telling us we have to have documented and operational quality management systems in place. And one of the things that GovReports absolutely helps you with is the templates and letters within the My Practice, so that to me it's going to be an integral part of my QMS. So I can set up proposals, engagements, ethical letters that I need to provide to clients in a very simple way. I can also have them sign that they've actually seen it. And we know that sometimes clients don't always read things, but at least they can acknowledge that they have received it. And so you can actually make templates for all your different documents that you need and have them within GovReports, so that when you do send them other things for signature, you can also update them with those ethical letters or with your engagement letter if you do that, every couple of years, or you add addendums to your engagement letter. So it is very simple that when you go into the templates and letters, you can look at templates, you can see what letters are already there, you can add a letter, you can create a template, or add that template or use it. So to me, a huge part of my QMS is going to be GovReports. The passcode, setting a passcode and locking clients, it allows you again that if you are the principal of your practice, that there may be different staff members that you don't necessarily want to see every document. And so you're able to actually manage permissions to create, change, and remove passwords. So your bird's view, again, if you go to on the left hand sidebar, go to my clients, you will see that the set passcode is there and you can lock. Once you go to do that, it comes up and gives you, asks you for a password which you can set in, and the next screen will show you that. And again, you need to sign in and sign out again when you first want to make it working, but each time you go into, or other people try and go into those clients, they are going to have the passcode. So it's up to you, of course, if you want to give that to your particular employees. So here you see there is the set passcode, and also the sync button there, which again is real time. So when I hit the set passcode on a particular client, it comes up and asks me to create the password, and you can look and see, so you make sure that you know the password. But what I think is one of the best things is it says don't ask passcode for me. So if it is on my login that I have done, it knows that I'm the one who has the permissions, who has the setup. I'm the one who set it up. And when I go into that client, it's not going to ask me for the passcode. So as long as you don't let other people use your login, it will be very easy. And if anybody else needs to, it's up to you, of course, then whether you give them that passcode uh, or not. And then you can lock that client. And again, it could be your practice that you just choose to lock that one. So when you do lock a password, or put a password on a client, you'll see that the little lock comes up there and signs it. And you are able then, obviously, each time you go to open the client, it will come up with this box where you need to put the passcode in if you haven't said, don't do it for me. Or anyone else who tries to get in, it's going to come up with that to unlock the client. And again, obviously, that's up to your business, the way you run your business. Syncing with the ATO services is a wonderful thing, I think, within GovReports. It's really great. And again, you've got that syncing for your outstanding reports. But what you will find is under ATO services, you've got all of these things that you are able to immediately go in and use within GovReports without having to get out, log on to the ATO. It is available for you. So you can maintain authorizations. So if you want to, add client agent relationship links at different levels and specific roles, you can do that. You've got full access, of course, to tax returns, activity statements, and payroll accounts. If you're a tax agent, once you're authorised for the income tax, of course, you are authorised for all clients. And then as a BAS agent, as myself, full access means that I've got activity statements and payroll. So what is appropriate to whether I'm a tax agent or whether I'm a BAS agent. But as you can see, all of these things are very useful to have those ATO services straight into GovReports, so I don't need to go elsewhere. Removing clients. If you've used clients and you've lodged something for them, you won't be able to delete them because you need to keep that information in case the ATO is coming back to you. You need that. So what you can do then is archive those. You'll only be able to remove clients if you haven't actually lodged anything with them, with the ATO. There is even here a non-lodgement advice. So again, all the correct paperwork is available for you so that you can go straight into there, the documents there, and you can fill it out and submit it to the ATO. So again, you can also get it digitally signed so that you have the authority to lodge and get it all taken care of in one move. The same
I would
with
just
the,
want to
yeah,
Yep, just
yes,
before you jump into
please.
that, for tax agents, non-lodgement advice can be for the tax return, but or can also be the TPA as well. For BAS agents, it will only be the TPA options.
Thank you, Tiana. Um, yes, so I'm not up to thinking of TPAR yet because I've got a few months, but thanks. The other one, which I think is really good and I would love it, but I know as a BAS agent I'm not going to see it, is the PAYG installment calculator. So it is a document that you can go through ATO services, you can go in and fill out the information. So if you have a client that comes and says, look, I've been paying my PAYG installments, I don't want to pay it anymore, it's a really quick way for you to be able to go and put the information in and get an answer for your client straight away to go, no, that's fine, do it. And of course, then hopefully let the BAS agent know if they are doing the BAS. And then once you've filled out all of the information, you can get the calculator and it is giving you the calculation. It takes into account what you have, what the client has already paid, and what their income is likely to be for the rest of the year. Tags are another thing that are available. Definitely recommend that you think of tags. Again, this is a way of sorting clients so that you can have them in again, because you can use folders, you can have particular clients tagged. You go to your manage tags when you're in your saved reports, when you're in my clients, the manage tags. And once you open that manage tags, you will be able to add new tags. So again, as you find a reason to use them, which is lovely, you don't have to set them all up at once. You can set them up as your business changes or as your client base changes. And so you'll see I've put here Deb's favorites, clients 20 who I want to talk to, and you are able to attach these to clients. And so again, if all of a sudden I go, please go and look at all my favorites and send them out a Christmas card or something like that. Obviously, what's more appropriate if you have business dealings with them. So once you hit that manage tags in a new one, you come up with a name and a description that you're able to put into the tags. And so again, that if other people are using them, they understand what that tag is about. You can go and click on whoever you want, obviously, is the customer that is appropriate to what the tag means. Oh, and that jumped, I didn't expect it to be there. And then the last thing I've got to say is that GovReports is continually updating. So I do encourage you every now and then to take a moment and have a look and see if there are new things that you haven't as yet used and will find some use within your practice. There will be an update for quite a few things after the end of the financial year, so round about August time. So do keep an eye out looking for those. And then this I found on the GovReports website, so I would really encourage you to think about it, is you can go through and just do a little calculation to see how much time you can save by actually using the ATO services that are incorporated into GovReports. Again, just that timing that you will be able to perhaps put somewhere else within your business. Now, Tiana, is there anything else that you want to talk about? Because I've come to my end.
Right, we just had a couple of questions that I secretly or privately answer the
Oh,
questions. Uh,
secretly, yeah.
yeah. The first questions were from Natalia. Could we have an option in the future to send notices of assessment from the ATO client communication section as password protected document, because currently we can't email notices from the communication section because they have the tax file number on the notices. The reasons, Natalia, that we don't redact the TFN on these documents is because they are ATO issued documents. And because our GovReports, download these in real time. So we don't, like I said, we don't go in and redact them. Having said that, going forward from I think later part of this year, I think maybe around September, August, September, or even maybe around that time, we scheduled to release the next versions, which will from the ATO client communications. You can send the email, and when the clients receive it, will be a link with the client needs to enter the password, which you can set up on the client's profile, and they need to enter that password to be able to open that document. So it is in our next versions.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Any other questions, Tiana?
Let me check. Um, okay. One other questions. Right, from Sue. She doesn't seems to have the same screen that you are showing um, earlier in the sessions. So if you reach out to us, maybe best for us to find out. But having said that, if you're referring to the ATO Insight, it is ATO Insights only available for tax agents at this point. For BAS agents, most of the ATO online services are inbuilt into your package. So the only difference is that you won't have the on the benchmark, the agent's benchmark requirements for your practice available in your current account. Um, we currently don't have ATO insights for BAS agents, but like I said, we are continuously, as Deb mentioned, we are continuously working on updates. We will update as we if there are other services that we believe that are relevant for BAS agents.
And also, Tiana, as I did show, there was a client communication for BAS agents that is available, even though you don't have to go through the insight. You can just go through the left-hand sidebar if you have a look under
That's right.
ATO. So
Yep.
it is still there.
Yeah, the ATO client communication is available both for BAS agents and tax agents, and also where Deb has shown you, that's for the whole practice. So if you can also get access to the ATO client communication for on the client's profile as well, and that will be for that particular client only. So if you need to want to find out if the ATO has try to communicate with one of the clients recently because you've launched something for them, and you want to get an update, you can go straight to the client's profile, click on ATO communications, and you'll be able to find specifically for that client the ATO client communications.
So yeah, so just look at the headings as you go into the client. Just look at the headings, and you will find it is available.
Okay.
So, Tiana, is there anything else? Because there's one thing I wanted to mention, and here I have got the subscriber costs. But one of the things that Tiana advised me that with the starter pack, if you are a tax agent, you have under 50. Remember that you can keep your clients under 50 by actually archiving anybody, or if in fact they haven't yet signed a contract with you, you can make them as a lead. So that's one way of keeping your active clients down if you if you need to. So Tiana, that's all I've got to say. What about you?
Not really, and we don't seem to have further questions from
Oh,
the audience.
all right then.
So
So
if you like I said,
yes,
we do upcoming webinar for the tomorrow for the those that are tax agents and looking at using the Intel extractor and comparison. We go into detail how the services, um, um, you know, uh, the features are and how it can benefit you and what sort of things, tips and traps that you can look out for when using those features. If if you can join us tomorrow, that would be great. We look forward to that. And also the digital signature for those that are not familiar with our e-signature applications. Do join us on Wednesday at 5 o'clock as well. I know that Deb has gone through very briefly on those features, the new features, but it's a lot of there's a lot of things in there. If you get to play with them and have questions, do not hesitate to reach out to us.
Well, thank you, Tiana, for the opportunity, and I guess we will finish the webinar. So you have
Thanks.
control of that, I think.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.